Hello everybody, Ckixy here, and today I got an update for the super notch elevator. So you can see I have a few prototypes on this side, and this is my original prototype here. My original was 4x4 at the base, and then the rest of it was 3x3. So I wanted to get the base and the very top components down to 3x3, and I finally got it successfully over here. This was my first test design, and unfortunately one of the pistons at the very top pushed out of the 3x3, so I went through a few more redesigns and I got it down to perfectly 3x3, and you can see that in this glass tube here. It is fully 3x3, no blocks are sticking out, no blocks extend out of it. And that's very nice because most elevators are about like 3x4, I think, is the smallest one out there. Or I think 4x6, I can't fully remember, but they're pretty compact. But I believe this is one of the smallest elevators, and so I thought that was pretty cool because piston worm elevators used to be one of the biggest elevators out there, and thanks to Ultimateredstone for coming up with the notch elevator design, which allowed me to compact it down to a 3x3 design. So that's pretty cool, having piston worm elevator designs as one of the smallest piston elevators. And so it's gonna be a slight there's gonna be a slight delay to the tutorial for this because there's a few bugs that I don't know how to explain or figure out, and I'm going to be building it on the Q-Crowd server just to make sure it runs in servers. But yeah, so I need to figure out bugs and do some bug testing. If you guys want to see if you could copy it from the video and tell me about any bugs that you find, that would be helpful too. But for example, if you can notice one of the differences between these elevators, you'll notice that there's a half slab here, and that's because some reason only this one, not all of these, so 1 out of 4 of them. So, like, I built them exactly the same, but 1 out of 4 of them, this piece of redstone right here will power through the solid block, and it will disable these 2 pistons from retracting when I press the start button right there. And I don't know why, it's just this slab right there. So let me show you the functionality of the elevator. I press the button and it starts going up. Now this one, since I put the extra slab below it, it's a solid block, and you'll see if I press the button, nothing happens at all. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know why it's 1 out of 4. I built them exactly the same, and it just has that issue. So that's one of the major bugs that I can't figure out right now, is why that's having an issue. And then it seems like once I do a reset on the machine, it has this bug where the elevator itself will mess up right up here. It'll go 1 block too high, and you can see it right there. It went 1 block too high and it messes up. So let me go ahead and shut this one off. No, I want to shut off. Ah, there we go. So yeah, I don't entirely know why it is, and I actually have to fix this now because that's one of the examples I have. Whoops. Actually, this is a good way to show you how I set it up. Basically, where the bud piston is, you place 1 piston that's above it and 1 piston below it, and that's how you set up the elevator. It's really nice and simple. And there we go. So now, why I have 2 elevators here is because the top is slightly different. As you can see, this one takes up the whole 3x3 area, but it is 1 block lower than this design over here. This design is 2x3, but it is 1 block higher and the same distance below. And so it's just preference how you want to set it up in your base. Also, this one, it will extend the piston and stay extended for the whole duration until the elevator goes below the bud. This one, the elevator passes the bud on the way up and on the way down, So this one will actually extend out, retract, and extend out one more time, and then retract. So it doesn't actually affect how the elevator works, but it does look kind of weird aesthetically. Not really that you notice it, because you're getting pushed out of an elevator, so you don't really notice it all that much, but it is there. So you can see as I go up, this one I actually kind of like better, because it just pushes you out, and you're good. And this one is fully 3x3, nothing extends out of it. Like I was saying, unfortunately, this design, the piston here will extend outside of the 3x3. And here I'll show you both of the elevators side by side. So let's send that one up, give a slight delay, and then send this one up. So here, if you notice the block pusher in the back, the left one will extend and stay out. The one over here on the right will extend twice, like that. And also I do want to note that, as you can see, I have a solid block here. I got the timing just right, so it will actually push you out onto a solid block instead of a half slab like this one did. Because I did actually do some testing with solid blocks on this one, and it would not work. It will glitch you into the block and then drop you really far down. And so over here the design will actually work with a solid block. And also I made sure that all the redstone was behind at least a solid block, so if you wanted to decorate this, you could put solid blocks all the way up like that and make a really nice entrance or exit, depending on what you want. But this whole elevator itself isn't really meant for aesthetics because it's just redstone blocks. So not sure how much you could decorate it, but you could decorate it to an extent. So that's about it. The tutorial should be coming somewhat soon. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.